Hi Pisces, welcome to your weekly forecast for September 2nd through the 8th. We have a new theme, as you can see. Bye bye mermaids. We have our early, almost fall, almost autumn little setup here. So we're going to connect and see what's coming up for Pisces, sun, moon, and rising in the week ahead, my dears. I'm going to use 2 oracle decks this week just because I feel like a lot of people have been in their heavy emotions, and I keep knocking over my little easel here. I feel like a lot of people have been in their heavy emotions. So we're going to do all oracles here and see what's coming up in the week ahead. Here is your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And after we look at these cards, I'm going to pick a card for you from that deck, okay? Monday, Tuesday here, we have Innocence, Pisces. So this is a really lovely card because it speaks of gentler energy, okay? And I really like this card because it does take it back to, like, you know, the inner child, all that good stuff. But sometimes when I use this deck for messages for clients, I have seen it come up around situations where someone is really beating themselves up for decisions that they've made or for something in their past, where they're feeling in some way that, like, people are not going to love them, or people are not going to accept them, or people are not going to understand certain situations they've been through. One of the things that's happening right now with the collective energy, we just had a series of very, very heavy moon cycles. The full moons and the new moons that we were coming out of. And this one we just had Friday night was pretty strong energy as well. But these energies back to back coming in have been making a lot of people realize what they want out of life, or realizing, like, where they feel alone, or, like, you know, wishing that they had more stability, or just seeing ways in their life where they feel things are missing. And so a lot of people have been more focused on things like relationships and partners, or stability, or things like that. And so I feel some people, or some of you guys anyway, might be feeling discouraged, like, well, I can't have the things I'm wishing for. I can't have that healthy relationship, or I can't have that success because if people knew about my past, or if people knew what my issues were, they wouldn't want me, or they wouldn't take a chance on me. And this card reminds you that you are a child of God. You are a child of the universe, and you are just as deserving of love as anybody else. Every second of every day is a chance for a new beginning, okay? And you can leave the past in the past and not allow it to define you negatively. You can see the ways in which it's helped you to grow, and to put it to use in positive ways. But like I said, sometimes this card to me is about the innocence of just really being able to realize that, like, you're worthy of love, and you can forgive yourself for any decisions you made in the past that weren't high vibrational, or maybe you just really wish, you know, you would do things different this time around. Innocence also kind of speaks to sometimes, like, looking for more of the one-on-one connection without, like, the lusty energy, you know, like crushes, or you know, like the puppy love kind of energy. So I just feel like, Pisces, a lot of you in the beginning part of the week, you're hungry for just connection, understanding, acceptance, and you don't want to have to try to be sexy, or you don't want to have to try to be you know, some cutthroat, you know, badass in the corporate world. You're just wanting to have that, you know, simpleness of being you, okay? And Spirit is reminding you that you are this person always. It's always with you, okay? And you don't have to worry about being worthy of anything, because you already are. You just are. You know, these children don't have to be worthy of love. They just are. I mean, they don't have to try. They don't have to earn being worthy of love. They just simply are by existing. And so are you, Pisces. Your Wednesday, Thursday card here is Peace. Now, you guys saw me shuffle, and I shuffled for quite a bit. And this seems to be a card that's coming up for a lot of the signs, for whatever reason. It's coming up for a lot of the signs right now. And so to me, this is indicating that there's something in the collective energy where a lot of people are coming into a sense or a feeling of inner peace. I do feel like some of you are going to benefit greatly in the middle of the week if you can make time or schedule it in to either spend some time with children or with animals. If you have a friend who has young children or a family member, maybe you can offer to babysit or stop by and visit. Or you know, if you have pets, or people who have pets, maybe sit down and cuddle somebody's dog or cuddle somebody's cat for a little bit. I feel, Pisces, like this card has come up for some of the other signs, but I'm feeling it different for you guys than I did for them. Like for one sign, I felt very much the need for rest. For one sign, I felt very much the need for forgiveness. We touched a little bit on that self-forgiveness aspect, but I feel, Pisces, like you need to feel that unconditional love that comes from like a puppy or a child. Albeit a lot of scientists and brainy people would argue that, oh no, children don't love unconditionally. Their love is selfish, or animals don't love unconditionally. Their love is selfish, and people make that argument all the time. But I think you need the innocence and the purity of that connection. Okay, so spending time to maybe just sit down and read a story to a child, and just like let yourself like hug or cuddle a little one, or cuddle a pet, and just that very sweet, innocent kind of way where there's just that bonding and there's that connection without having to pretend to be anyone or anything. I feel like it's going to be very grounding for some of you, or helping you come into a very peaceful kind of energy. Okay, so I feel that for some of you. And if you can't do that, that's okay, no problem. But just look for ways in which you can bring yourself back into that innocence of childhood, and that loving kind of energy. Maybe look for ways that you can pamper yourself or parent yourself in some way, mother yourself in some way. Could be helpful for you in the middle of the week, and this is going to be helping bring about that inner peace, that feeling of inner peace. Okay, so your next card, Pisces, is you have trust. Okay, and trust, this card is deep, very, very deep. And I'm going to explain to you a lot of what's going on here. So we have this butterfly lady, and she's sitting on this deer, okay? And this card is about trust, and you're like, how is this about trust? What the heck is going on here? Well, this deer, and the way she's sitting too, like she's not really prepared for this deer to kind of just take off. She's gotten comfortable. She's not like in a stance where she's ready for this animal to start moving. And that's the whole point of it. At any moment, anything can happen. That deer can get spooked and take off, right? That deer can spook and take off, and it could throw her or flip her over. But she's not in fear because she has those wings, and she has the trust and the belief that she can catch herself, or she can fly. So it's kind of like the same, similar. Some of you may have heard there's like a, I don't know, expression, or there was a meme that was going around for a while that said, the bird isn't afraid of the branch breaking under it because it has faith in its ability to fly. So Pisces, I feel like a lot of you are beginning to see the things in yourself that make you valuable, that make you lovable, that make you capable. And I think you're coming out of this fear of like, well, understanding that it's okay to want and long for that connection, and understand that you're worthy of it, but understand that already you are a source of love within yourself, connecting with the higher self, connecting with that kind of love, and also trusting and having faith that the universe is aligning you with the proper experiences, the proper people at the proper time. Okay, I invite you to look at this card, all of the cards actually, and if you want to take screenshots of them or pause and see what about the cards are jumping out at you and what it says to you, what it speaks to you, what it makes you think of. And those are some ways that you can receive intuitively messages for yourself as well. Okay. Another thing that's kind of jumping out at me here is the light that's starting to come through that background haziness. Okay, so I do feel that you need to trust that things are falling into place and that you're going to be able to see the bigger picture very soon. Light is being shed on a challenging time or tricky situation or unclear situation. You're going to be able to see it. And I also feel something is happening for you guys around November. It's the craziest. This is the craziest thing. We never ever celebrated Thanksgiving in my house growing up. For several reasons. We weren't like anti-American, but it was a different culture. There was other things I won't get into. But I do remember sometimes my mom will so she used to cook a turkey, and she had this plate she would serve it on, and this looks so much like the painting that was on that plate. So I saw it, and I've seen this card before, and I've done readings with this card before, and this is the first time it's ever popped in my mind that way. So that made me think turkey, which made me think Thanksgiving, which made me feel some of you are worried about when something is going to happen. When. So sometime around Thanksgiving, for those of you who aren't familiar when that holiday lies, it's going to be in the end of November, like around the end of November. Something is becoming clear for you, or something is becoming stable or settled, okay? So if you're looking for a particular change, or if there's a goal that you've been working for, you'll most probably be reaching it, many of you, around the end of November, okay? Now, this is a weekly reading. We don't normally go that far out, but that jumped out at me. Because as I was going into the thing of trusting, I could almost feel the energy of some people like, but when? And the birds jumped out at me, and they never have before. So I've never, ever really connected with them and using the deck, but they did for you. So I'm feeling November. I feel that's Spirit's way of trying to draw my attention to November. Again, I would encourage you to see what jumps out at you, what speaks to you, and take those messages as well. We're going to go ahead and take a look at your spirit message now here. And as always, guys, I encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign, because some weeks those may resonate with you more than others, or they may just kind of add some extra tidbits of useful information. If you like the cards and you want to use them for practicing reading or practicing your intuition and reading the images, I always have a link in the description of the video that you can go check out the cards if you would like. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. We have self-mastery. Oh my goodness. I think it might be time to change easels. I've got a couple of other ones, and I was using this one. Let's pause here. All right, this one feels a little bit more sturdy. We have self-mastery, Pisces, and we were just talking about that. So that really just kind of, this ties it in. This is confirmation for you. So if you've been listening to this reading going, yeah, right, this card is saying that, yes, you are going to be able to master yourself. You're going to be able to master those anxieties and those fears, and you're going to be able to realize that you're worthy of love, that you're fine and deserving in this moment the way that you are. You're deserving of that love, and you're going to see your gifts, your abilities, your power, your strength, all of the ways in which you have everything you need to bring about these changes. And so you're mastering that self, you're mastering that part of you that gets in the way of yourself. We all have it. God knows I have it. We all have it. We all have that part of ourselves that gets in the way or sabotages us. And that part of you that's been sabotaging you, you're going to have mastery over it. This is coming in as confirmation of that. Okay? I think for some of you, what's going to be really beneficial is to do some sacral chakra work or affirmations or meditations. And you can find all kinds of them online, on YouTube, Google search. that you don't have to pay any money for, that you can do for free on your phone or on your computer in the comfort of your own little space. So I really, really feel like sacral chakra work is going to be beneficial for a lot of you this week. For those of you who don't know, the sacral chakra is just above the root chakra, and the sacral chakra has a lot to do with confidence, okay? Solar plexus as well. Solar plexus is just above that. Sacral is orange, solar plexus is yellow. And so these are going to be, sacral orange is confidence, and the yellow solar plexus is like self-identity, and who you are, what you have to offer, like what you're, what you are on a soul level. So I think it's going to be good to focus on those chakras. Those of you who are into chakra work, if you don't believe in the chakras, or if it gets too confusing for you, then just seek out guided meditations or affirmations that have to do with confidence, and that have to do with like uh, identity, or like, authentic self, things of those nature. I think it'll be helpful for a lot of you Pisces. And again, don't forget, moon sign, rising sign, watch those can be very helpful for you too. Some of you are like, this is great, but I want to know more about my love life. What about my love life? Well, those of you who know the channel, I do the love reading separately. If you click on the love reading link in the playlist in the description, it will take you to the playlist for the September love readings. You can definitely check those out. You may need a private reading, because these are general readings after all. I'm more than happy to do a private reading for you. If you click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, it will take you to the online scheduling page. And all of the questions you have are there. What kind of readings do I offer? How much do they cost? How to schedule? All of that is there. So if you're interested in booking a private reading, by all means, feel free to do so there on the Calendly link. I thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you like the new setup. It'll be changing again in a few weeks. When we get into October, November, it'll change, and we'll have fun with the seasons. And those of you who are not who are not on the same side of the planet as I am, I know it may be a different season there, but thank you for humoring me nonetheless. And I thank you for receiving your messages, my dears, plural. And I'm wishing you a fabulous week.